This is kind of like a diary. If I went back in time and I looked at what I was talking about, I would have to reorient on what everything is going on because I don't really know that. Like, so, uh, there's a couple things like whoever's making choices to determine the the nature of the conflict is superseding both sides, and this is interesting because like we get stuck with these like that like differ of opinion and stuff. So like one side will be like looking at uh conventional wisdom, and the other side will be looking at their feelings, like, oh, because we're locked in with a pact we made with this side, so we just and you never get anywhere talking to them, and you just have to wait until a couple decades later, and then they disclose because recently this dam got blown up, and for Crimea there's a power plant that takes energy from it. So it's the same thing. It's like in Nord Stream, it would have been it could have been like Russia could just turn off the pipeline, right? But instead, it got blown up. They could have used it for leverage for bargaining. So that's one of those little things that people who don't believe that we blew up the pipeline are gonna just like turn off. Like, nah, like you're not cool. So I was watching Styx Hexenhammer. He said both sides have something to gain and lose from the dam being blown up. And it's one of those things that's like, this is where you could see who's really trying to make moves to try to restructure Europe. And it would be advantageous to know their plan before we fall into it, because we're the ones, people, not me, but like regular people are the ones that are going to act on their behest, right? So I mean, it depending on whether or not you believe that there is restructuring going on by someone who can supersede both powers, is going to tell you whether or not you're going to be, contributing yourself into however you contribute to one side. So that's how. It's almost like you can get your whole destiny, your whole life can change because you can get your attitude from the perspective that you got, and that can give you the directives to tell you what you got to do. And I'm just telling you that. I mean, that should be obvious, I guess. I mean, it's obvious. It's still going to be in play. It's still going to be